All right, guys, 2023 is coming close to an end. I want to tell you what my most carried folder of 2023 was, and you'll never guess. All right, if you guys follow my channel, you know that basically I like big knives. I like cold steel. I like big, rough and tough knives. You know, 4-inch, 3.7, 3.8-inch blades is pretty much my favorite. Nice, thick stocks, thick, beautiful handles and all that stuff. I just like tough knives. I like that cold steel type of knife. Honestly, if it was my choice, I would carry fixed blades all day long. But, you know, I live in New York. Carry what you can and carry what you're supposed to be carrying without getting into too much trouble. All right, so I'll lay it out. It's this guy. This is the, look at that open, that button lock open. This is the Medford Smooth Criminal. Now, this knife is special to me because, number one, this was a gifted knife. This knife was gifted to me from JR, which is an amazing knife collector. And he gifted me this after he also lent me about 15, high-quality Medford knives to do on my channel, to review on my channel. And then he gifted me also a Smooth Criminal. He's just an amazing godsend to the blade community. Thank you, JR. I think you'll be happy to know that still this year, I did a video earlier this year and I said a Smooth Criminal was one of my most carried knives, and now that 23 is coming to a close, I would tell you for sure that the Smooth Criminal has been my most carried knife of 2023. Now, why? I mean, I love this button lock. I love basically how this opens and closes. I mean, you'll see basically in the video, it's such a smooth deployment in terms of the action. It is so convenient to be able to take this thing out of your pocket, use it with one hand, replace it. It's actually there's no safety issue as far as having to go engage the lock bar. It all does it automatically. Now, what I didn't show you in the video there, I mean, you see you have a little bit of a lip here that you can flip it open, a rear flipper. It's not a huge flip there, but it does come around again to also give you a little bit more of a safety clip here, so your blade doesn't hit the blade, your hand rather doesn't hit the blade, doesn't slide into the pointy stabby part here. So, but I gotta tell you guys, this knife in terms of solidity, it's a Medford. That's another reason, guys. It's a Medford. I am a big fan of the quality of a Medford knife, and who the hell is not? I mean, aluminum handles, solid button lock, and I'm going to show you in this video how this button lock it's not bullshit, okay? I know there's some button locks out there. People are a little weary about button locks as far as them not being good lockups for doing any hard use with them, but not with Medford, guys. This Medford knife, in terms of the lockup, I've had it for well over a year now, and also to show you that I have not sharpened this at all. I haven't even stropped it for that matter. I've been doing everyday cutting with it, but I really went in and ran it through the mill a little bit. It comes with a S45 VN steel. How the edge retention held up and how wonderful the heat tempering, and look at that blade grind. I mean, there's not many companies that give you that beautiful blade grind like Medford does. It's about a 7-inch overall blade. It's a blade length of about 3 inches. Under what I like, but it just does the job. It just does the job. It's got a cutting edge of about 2.875 inches. It's got a width in the blade about 1.13 inches. Like I said, this particular model is a CPM S45 VN steel. This came in at around $450 for when JR got it. I think it's some kind of has a couple of features in it that basically made this around $450, but I think you can get it around $400 right now with that particular steel. It's got a hollow blade grind, stonewash, plain edge. It's got a handle length of around 4 inches, which is perfectly fine to kind of hug this thing in your hand. It fits just like a glove as far as my hands goes. It's got a handle thickness of around 0.55 inches. Again, a handle material is a solid aluminum handle material. Black color, right hand, tip up carry, manual knife type. Some call it automatic because it's button lock, but it's manual. It's got a flipper opening as well. It's made by Medford Knife and Tool. It's called the Smooth Criminal, and the country of origin is, of course, one and only the US of A, and it's classified as an everyday carry. And it has been my everyday carry for most days throughout this year. Solid handle, and it just fits the hand like a glove. and the edge retention is out of this world. It just handles itself really, really well in terms of the use, because I really have not maintained this thing at all because it hasn't needed it. Now, testing out the button lock is what I'm doing right here. I'm doing some hard downward throws. Now, this is a folder. It's a small folder. You're not supposed to be doing that, yada, yada, yada. But I want to show you how Medford stands out in terms of their craftsmanship by giving you a really strong button lock that can be used like a fixed blade or like a lockback or something like that. And you can see absolutely no damage. It's perfectly fine. It didn't fail once. And off camera, I did this a million times. Now, this is what impresses me the most. Not the fact that it's touching the ratchet strap there, because that is a very industrial hard material, but the fact that this thing is about 1.5 years in use, and I have not stropped or sharpened it once. So the fact that it can still cut this industrial material, it can carve it, the point is holding up, and I didn't need it. I mean, the edge retention is fantastic on that S45 steel, and the work that the heat tempering that Medford does in terms of their shops is among the best in the country. And listen, this is a small knife. It's not a wood carving knife, but look at what the hell it's doing. I mean, this thing handled itself so well. It really impressed me. This handled itself better than even some fixed blades I've tested on my channel. I mean, it's really impresses me. I mean, it's a hollow grind. It's a hollow grind, so obviously it's going to be very sharp. But they do such a great job in terms of their steel and how they make their steel and they temper their steel, that you can use this hollow grind and you know, abuse it a little bit or use it a little harder. And I mean, look at those curls. Absolutely phenomenally freaking good. I mean, they do a really great job, and I was so impressed in using this knife. Here I'm just, you know, a taboo thing. I'm testing out the point. It comes into a nice reinforced tip if you look at the spine of this knife, and I wanted to kind of test out the point, bend it a little bit, abuse it a little bit, see how the point is holding up. And listen, I don't have any surprises when a Medford knife doesn't fail on you when you're pushing a little harder. I just don't have it. It doesn't surprise me. It did a really good job. Now I'm also just abusing a little bit to the point where I'm kind of tapping on the opposite side to see if I can't get this button lock to close on me, and it did not. And I was even banging onto the wood. It was still taking off some wood. It's acting like a little chopper. It's like that little knife that could. And it really impresses me, man. I mean, I like tough knives, and that's why I really like carrying this knife around, because it is tough. It's a beautiful knife. I love the action of it. I love the fact that this was given to me as a gift from JR, and that's always going to be a very special thing to me. And it's got, you know, it's got the 45. It's got the SN45 steel, which I'm a big fan of, and I know the edge retention is there, and it's handsome. It's built well. It looks good, and I freaking love it. I love this damn knife. This is probably the closest I'm going to get to actually owning one of my higher end Medford knives. And that's why I'm so appreciative to JR for gifting this to me. And just, I carry it with pride. It's American quality. It's a Medford. Such a big fan of Medford. And just the knife itself, regardless of it being American made or being a Medford, the knife itself has been at my side because I love carrying it. And it has been my absolute favorite all year. Now, will it carry on to 24 as my favorite? I don't know, but it'll definitely always be there as far as being something that I grab most days of the year. We're coming up at the end of the year. What has been your favorite folder that you found in your pocket or at your side most days this year? But before you leave, definitely check out this video coming up next. Peace and love to each and every one of you. On to my next sword and knife video. Signing out. Ciao.